Houston Texans general manager Nick Caserio is expected to say something in a couple of minutes. We will toss to Nick Caserio whenever he gets up at the podium. I thought an interesting tweet brought up by Big Sarge Sports. It's a quote from Caserio at Caserio's press conference where it was clear that both Cal and Hannah McNair wanted him to sweat it out. This is before they made the hiring of D'Amico Ryans. It's just 30 minutes where Caserio was facing and fielding progressively more and more aggressive questions. Anyway, Caserio had said this at that press conference. If they, the Texans, feel that whether or not in my position, that I'm worthwhile to be in my position, if ultimately the best thing for the organization is for me not to be in that position, then I have to respect and acknowledge that. Interesting. Perhaps he is about to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Caserio, general manager of the Houston Texans.
To add players to our team. I think before we move forward with anything, just a few thank yous I think are in order. Anytime you do something in this magnitude, there's a lot of people that are involved in that process along the way from the beginning. As far back as, let's call it last August, last June, last May. And I think we've had a really, I would say, productive and collaborative effort this spring between the scouting staff and the coaching staff. Even with the changes that have taken place on the coaching front, we've had a really lot of constructive discussions with everybody involved. This process isn't about one person. It's not about one player. It's a collective effort, and that's our mindset organizationally. But specifically, just on the scouting side, and I think you all had an opportunity to hear from Lip, last week or a few weeks ago. But really can't thank him enough for his effort and the way he organizes the group and the work and the time and the commitment that he puts in. But kind of going to go through these guys really individually. Just don't want to leave anybody out. But Lip, Tom Hayden, John Richards, Zeke Curtis, Bailey Brown, Blaze Taggart, George Panos, Najee Johnson, Brad Matthews. Those guys really put in more time than anybody specific to the college scouting process, and they've enabled us to really get to this point. And then we have a number of folks in-house that are involved in the process as well, Nate and RJ. And then on the pro side, when we involve the pro scouts, and part of the pro scouting process is understanding the league, understanding maybe some of the needs and some of the direction where other teams are going to go. So we allocate time and resources in that group. Ronnie, DJ, Todd, Frank Edgerly, Rohit, Sam, Andrew Brown, who's involved in, I'd say, the visit process. Those people deserve as much credit, I'd say, as anybody in the building. So just think it's appropriate to acknowledge them as we work through this here in anticipation of what's going to happen next week. And then, before we take any questions, quite frankly, I'm almost embarrassed that I have to say anything. Honestly, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. But I'm not leaving. There's never really been any substantive discussions of the sort. Grateful and appreciative of the opportunity that my family and I have here in Houston. We understood when we arrived, when we got here, that there was a lot of work to be done. And I think when you look across the NFL landscape, there's work to be done in every organization. And I think we've made some progress where we still have a lot of work in front of us. Certainly, it's been a joy to work with D'Amico in concert as we build the team and continue to build the staff. Unfortunately, I think this time of year there's a lot of information and a lot of topics that are discussed. Some are more accurate than others, and I think it transcends multiple landscapes. But I can't. I'm honestly, I'm almost embarrassed that I have to say anything, but I feel like I have an obligation to to make that statement. Really try to stay ahead of it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about or to say or any question about it.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed
again.
myself.
Appreciative of the opportunity that we have here. Very grateful. And my philosophy and goal is just try to do the best job that I can for the people in this organization, in this building, for the city. And, as long as ownership approves of what we're trying to do, then, certainly their support is welcomed. So having said that, we'll take some questions here and go from there.
Nick, how important is it to get your quarterback issue solved in this game?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of different ways to go through the team. We'll look at everything. I think D'Amico made some comments. I want to say he spoke last Monday or something like that, and he was asking questions. But, we want to have a good football team. I think building a team is the most important thing. How that all comes together.
Cut this. You know what's embarrassing? What's embarrassing is that I actually thought something was going to happen here. And see, you know what? Let's just go back to where we've been the last couple of weeks when it comes to any conversation about the Houston Texans. No one bleeping knows a thing. And the fact that he even said it right there, it is embarrassing that he is acknowledging these rumors that he might leave the Texans organization before the draft, and that, honestly, I did fall hook, line, and sinker for it. See this announcement that's coming at 11:30? Don't put it back up. Don't put it back up. Sean's laughing. This isn't funny, okay? This is embarrassing. We just got Rick rolled. We got Caserio rolled. How about that? That actually works. It actually rolls as a word. We got Caserio rolled. And this is an outrage. This is an outrage to the Paul Gallant Show experience. I thought that we would actually get something in that press conference. Instead, we just got Nick Caserio word salad. My God, how long was that opening statement? 7 minutes. And look, this is nothing against Nick Caserio. I'm just mad at myself right now. That's all I am. Just mad at myself. I thought we were going to actually have something here. Nope. Instead, it's just a bunch of noise. Nick Caserio thanking literally everybody. Why did you thank your family, Caserio, as you get ready for this draft process? Good God.
To me, the most surprising, because nothing was surprising about this. I guess surprising that he stayed, maybe. But the most surprising thing is that to announce that he's staying, that he quoted The Wolf of Wall Street.
I know.
I just cannot see Nick Caserio just sitting down and watching, like, Wolf of Wall Street. I can't see him watching a movie.
Do you think he's going to get in trouble with the Houston Texans for saying that he's watched The Wolf of Wall Street?
A rated R movie.
Well, I mean, it's rated R plus, right?
Yeah, no, but it's not the family values that I think the McNairs enjoy.
I don't think Cal and Hannah are going to like hearing that he, first off, has watched Wolf of Wall Street.
That filth.
And maybe if they do like the movie, second, that Nick Caserio didn't even do the correct line, which is, I'm not bleeping leaving. There's a cuss there, and he did not deliver it.
I'm glad he didn't deliver it, by the way. As someone who's just...
I am mad that he didn't deliver it, because there was literally no point to playing any of that. There was no point at all. Oh, my God.
But we got it first. We were live. We did. You were the first person in the city to react to this, because I imagined other radio stations are still carrying the press conference.
They're going to keep going. People are going to drive off the road, and fall asleep, die.
Think about that. You're live reacting to it. You're the what's his name? Walter Cronkite.
Yep.
That was embarrassing. What's his name? Walter Cronkite. But you're the Walter Cronkite of Nick Caserio is not leaving.
We got Nick rolled. We did. We thought something was going to happen at this press conference. Are we going to play any of the audio from this tomorrow? Nope.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. We'll see what Andrew plays for the wheelhouse.
No, Sean, it's time. It's time to draw a line. And this
Did
line...
you just draw a line with your pen?
I'm drawing a line on a piece of paper dramatically. Okay? Stop giving me crap. Let me explain where I'm going here. Nick Caserio audio must be approved by at least 3 people. We have to figure out the third person before we play it on the air. We'll play it every now and then, but Nick Caserio audio specifically, I think, would be better served reading it. I think reading his comments are going to be better. I do. Because We can cut parts out. We can
dot, dot, dot.
in ellipses and yes, move on. Because it took him 6 minutes to make the embarrassing announcement. I'm not bleeping leaving. Although he didn't say bleeping. And he also said it twice. It's embarrassing that I have to make this announcement. But he's right. It is. And to his credit, he tried to have a little bit of fun with it. It must have been pretty annoying to see that out there because Caserio just doesn't talk to anybody. And you have all of these people that are out there. People are getting mad at local media over this. We're not the ones fanning this flame. This is where you have the hybrid, non-traditional people that cover the Texans turning this into a bleeping bleep storm. They are the ones that hear something and turn it into something else. And I'm not saying that it applies to all of them, but when you're going to put out a rumor that a guy is announcing a press conference at 11:30 to potentially walk away less than 10 days before the draft, whoever put that first one out there, they deserve jail. Internet jail, not real jail, freedom of the press, but that is misinformation. That is disinformation. COVID, blah. No. Texans draft reports. I need Twitter to step in and to put a disclaimer underneath every single one of these tweets or reports on Facebook. Like I want the CDC to step in here and to take a stand and to stop this. I got Nick rolled today. I'm depressed.